One extra.
This is Buju Banton. This is Buju Banton.
So it's BBC Radio 1 Extra in Jamaica 2020 with your boy Seani B. We are on Carlisle Avenue, the home of Gargamel Studios. Very special to me because the first time I ever came to Jamaica in 2001, I literally stayed around the corner. So I used to walk past this studio every day to get to the Big Taste restaurant.
What?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
So it's an honor for me to be in the studio with Gargamel.
Well, actually, pleasure is mine. Welcome to Carlisle. Welcome to Gargamel Music. One
Thank
Extra
you.
BBC and Seani B.
I'm going to take it back because 1 year ago, this very day, I took a trip to National Stadium and was part of 30,000 patrons. I went there as a broadcaster, but I was a fan. 30,000 patrons. It was a spiritual day in Kingston that day. And we was waiting for you to come out on the stage. Hustle and bustle of so many artists backstage. The excitement, the anticipation. DJ Khaled turned up, the cameras was out, you walked backstage. But then I saw you step out on the stage, dressed in white. All the camera phones was out. All the focus was on you. Side of stage, just about to go on stage. What was you thinking, Buju?
Nothing but peace and love. How it feels to be home, reconnecting with my people, the fans who took a long trip to share that special moment in time with I and the Shiloh band. Centering myself to go give them some great music and myself. You know? It was a surreal moment to sum it up.
Was there any nerves?
Yeah, I've only put them in your goodies. You mean if I lost any? No, I didn't. No, I was more anxious to reconnect with the masses on a spiritual level where the music is concerned, you know? So I'm patient too. So I don't know if you could understand that, but there wasn't I didn't lose any nerves, so to speak. No, can't lose nerves.
There was a lot of magical moments during that show. For me, one of the most beautiful moments was Beres coming out on that stage with you. And I'd spent some time with Beres like a week before. And there was conversation has Buju seen Beres? Has Beres seen Buju? Is Beres going to come out on the stage? But for me, what we saw emerge on that stage at that moment was nothing but love.
Yeah.
Could you take us back to that moment when Beres walked out on stage?
Beres Salmon emergence on the stage at the Long Walk to Freedom on this day, March 16th, 2019. It was just more than just another artist coming on the stage, you know. As you all saw, yeah? Let me shed some more light on it. The history of Buju Banton and Beres Salmon go all the way back to about 2096, 92, 93. Yeah, when he just got back into Jamaica. Working in Penthouse Music, I was there as a young man, you know. Yeah, I used to buy him Guinness across the street for him and whatever I need, you know, because back in the days, that's how you get your come up and you have to be in the studio and willing to be a servant before you can be served. So yeah, so knowing Beres' son and the love for all those years, it only grew. Because when I made him draw nails and tell me something, you know what I mean, and if I have something where I figure say, coming up, I need a sense of direction. He's a man that is so musical. You know what I mean? Once him hear me I deal with, him always can say, good boy. You know what I mean? You know his style. So the love for Beres, man. I'm glad that the world have a chance to see that brotherly love, yeah? True.
It felt like we were just let into a very special but private moment. It was a private moment that played out on stage.
Well, I won't shed any more light on what you're trying to say, but it's my eye dream.
I hear that. Uncle Beres, 100% Uncle Beres. When the show finished, I was left in a state of euphoria. I knew that it was something very special. I did feel like there were certain Buju songs that I didn't get to hear Because the catalogue is so vast.
That's an issue that I'm confronted with a lot ever since we started this tour, because you find you can't play everyone's favorite song. So what we're trying to do, or try to do, is change the set around to play some songs that haven't been played in a while, and rest some songs that have been played too much. You know what I mean? So, case in point, I go all the way in Kenya and one look at me and say, Buju, please play me something tonight from Before the Dawn. And these are the things that you have to do for the fans. You know, you pick out something from Till Shiloh, you grab something from Inner Eyes, and you can't leave out the too bad. You see?
That's the dancehall side of Buju there as well.
Vibe, you know. Mm-hmm.
What's been one of the favourite spots that you visited over the last 12 months whilst touring?
I don't really live my life and call a place in the earth favorite, you know. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. My duty is to go through it and deliver a message like a postman, you know.
Because a lot of my UK colleagues went over to places like Amsterdam to experience.
In Amsterdam?
Yeah, a lot of them. There was coach trips.
If me could have choose a place, I appreciate playing my music all the Iowa. Several places that I don't want to call in the name, because many people have me at a place that say, well then, why I never say here, sir, why I never say this. So I love playing music in a Zion.
It did seem though that Kenya was very special to you though.
All Africa is special to I and I. These terms and these names that we ascribe to them are just names given to them by the farmer masters. You know, all Africa, Ethiopia is special to I. And to you too. And if you want to know themselves. So, any part of it where I man touch, whether it's Kenya, Ghana, any which part, anywhere in Africa, I enter, it's a great day for me.
I've been Kenya 4 times. And when I go to Kenya, I feel like I'm in Kingston sometimes.
Nairobi, the hustle and bustle of Nairobi is reminiscent to that of King. Yes, I see and I experience 100% that feeling too. Yes, I.
So after being away for like 8 years from Jamaica, what is the Jamaica that you think that you have returned to?
Jamaica has become more modern, more developed in terms of infrastructure. Technology is on everyone's fingertips. Someone have 2 phones, someone have 3, some people have 4. You know what I mean? But you look at the social conditions, them they remain the same. Infrastructure, I think is great, you know, but when you look at how the people really live, that hasn't changed.
We say new roads, but not a new way of looking after the people.
Yeah, we're not talking about look after the people, because I think government spend too much time on do that. Government should teach the people how to look after themselves now.
Okay.
So you see the dependency mentality is why we have a political system. We still not running for people, because each one is dependent on the fraction where you support. You're going forward is based upon which political fraction you're affiliated with. And it should not be so. It should be based upon your abilities, though. So we want them teach people what to do for themselves and less dependent. And some of them things that cause the crime wave, what we say. If we grow a whole generation we do not learn the value of work. And like a person said to me yesterday, he called him, he said it's a barrel mentality. I asked him, explain this to me. He said, kids grew up and them family live in America and all them do is send a barrel for them.
So we're talking about the culture of sitting down, I suppose, waiting on the handout rather than getting up and making something happen for yourself. Is that what you're saying to me?
Of course, and it's evident. We're in a culture now where the social media advent make a guy look down and work. Because he don't want somebody to post him lifting up anything or cutting something or doing something that's considered work. So you have to be dressed up clean every day and post that. So the value of work, it has been lost. So you have more mindset to engage towards destruction than production.
Is this Jamaica that you know of when you were growing up?
I couldn't say that. I could attest to that. No, it's not. I also have been a product of that Jamaica, right? Obviously, I'm not.
Where do you think the change was?
I don't think about them things that too much. And I have a lot of things to think about more than to sit down and take up the world on my head, don't it? Yeah, I don't really think about them things and what caused them to go the way them go. You know what I mean? We just know right now we do what we can do to make sure that whosoever eyes we can open it. Because the parable went, a man have a handful of corn and him throw the handful of corn. Some drop on fertile ground and some drop on hard and tough style. And you know the end result of all of that.
What about the Jamaica that you've returned to musically?
Well, that's a different cake, fish. Come I see the Jamaica, no version of my counterparts, some work earnestly and hard, but they're not giving a break. They're still not getting a break. Some of it due to their own fault, inability to advance themselves and the music and to recreate our, reinvent themselves and pump new life in the business and to view the business as a business instead of a hustle. So what of things contribute to that. But hey,
The conversation that Jamaica has had over the last few years definitely is about industry, is about systems and structure. Do you see that in the Jamaican music scene right now?
you're asking me if I've seen it implemented.
Mm.
What systems are we talking about? Be specific.
The systems of management, the systems of booking agents, the systems of promo, the systems of the way that I suppose the rest of the world works
But
as well.
yeah, you can have all these systems in place, but don't it take an artist?
100%.
Okay, then let's start there.
Where is the mistakes of the artists? You tell me.
You can't ask me about people's mistakes. But Seani B, you asking me prophetical questions, man. You cannot ask me about these things.
But maybe you've seen the mistakes that you can highlight to them.
Listen, I don't see their mistakes, you know. I see the music business suffering. Until the right ones them come along, but musically inclined and understand that this music is not a hustle. Until them have quality control to make sure that the music can grow. Case in point, have the music grown? Everybody must ask themselves, has the music grown? That's a $1 million question. Has the music grown? And, you know what I mean? I not gonna say, because everyone know I did that. So I not gonna say, I. But brushing them know what they need to do to make this music grow. We have to respect the business, first and foremost. We have to respect the industry and treat it like an industry for it to grow.
Could we compare when you started your career around the 90s, the early 90s, and look at where we are in 2020 and compare the two?
You can't. When we came into the industry, we came on the heels of people like Tiger, Peter Metro, Papa San, Lieutenant Stitchy, Red Dragon, Flower Gun. We came on the heels of those guys. And the good thing that happened for us, we had a recording studio to our own self as young men. Buju Banton, Dave Kelly, we one at Tony Kelly. All of us, youths. We're the only youth in Jamaica, Kingston, have a recording studio to ourselves at our age group. So we look at what our predecessors did and see that, okay, we need to advance this music, put structure to it, chorus, dual chorus, 3-chorus, pre-chorus, bridge, and we structure, and other entertainers of that era start to see what we were doing and emulated. And we never went out and say, you can't do this. No, we supported all because we know it was in the interest of music. So now we come full circle with the music, coming from all that great growth, that the music could be played even on a Sunday in the house. You know how far we have worked for this music to be played. Now, you know Jamaicans are religious. Mm-hmm. For you to come to a point where reggae music can be played in your house on a Sunday was a huge leap. Now, we seem like we're reversing all that growth. All that growth. And so much so that people abroad, overseas, especially on our dancehall front, are like, we're done with that. We don't want to hear it. First, we're having a delivery problem where the brothers cannot deliver on the rhythms like they were meant to deliver on the rhythm. This is a hard-hitting thing called dancehall. It's not this lazy stuff that I hear where you sing 2 songs and you take a break for 3, 4 bars. You have to fill every bar. And it's consistency. There's a whole lot of components to it, you know. But some guys look on one side, the dollar side, no. Yeah, I say. True, man.
They're not looking at the music, and tell me about early.
You don't know them look Seani B.
Tell me about early Buju Banton session. The reason why I ask that is because
early Buju Banton session.
Yeah, like you going into the studio. But the reason why I ask that is because artists of your caliber and your generation still to this day show respect to people like Flower Gun, who we had in a session the other day, to somebody like Daddy Lizard.
Why wouldn't we? We came from an era where entertainers respected each other. Mm. We came from an era when you go in the dance, before you go and stand up by yourself, you had to find out from your inchman them at the gate, you know, like Scary and Skelly and you know, all the little version them where they not play some dancehall youth them in the street shooter making us. So watch out. So what's over there, you know? And your duty was to go over there and thump off him fist and yell him up and say, wow, go on, or You send a box of Guinness go over there after you find your corner. Yet when we leave, every man go to every man and say, oh, you reach home. 99% of the time, poor man had to do care of body home.
Pac-Man was the only driver, yeah?
No, poor man had a BMW when buy. It was a whole BMW, but it was what we had, you know, and everyone
Right.
pack up into it. Baby Wayne, Buju, poor man, all the way. Hey, but when, you know, but we had such great vibe, you know, so much so that it was a great hustle. We came in, when we come to this, a dub plate was like $250.
$250.
And you had to DJ for like 3 minutes and 40 seconds straight, non-stop, while the needle is cutting the dub right there. You can't make no mistake. Your dinner depends on it. Everything depends on it. So guys who couldn't maintain the 3 and 40, what we normally do, we create a little a cabal. So when him go on the show, they will nuff it up. So by the time him get tired, him have so much background, by the time him catch him breath, him win.
That's why. Is that why we used to hear all the noise? Now you're telling me the
Because
secret.
it's vibes.
It's vibes.
So
But
when a man like Penny Harry come in and say, so girl, and the man come in and say, Penny, I breathe and catch a breath.
because I've got the Arrows dub plates from
Yeah.
from that era. From
So-
when my brother came to Jamaica in 91, he cut some Arrows dubs.
Yes.
And I could hear all of that
So that's
vibe
where
in
we
the
really and
background.
truly coming from. That time. So we have to respect the elders. You know? Because you know what days coming up, who could have do it like Peter Metro? Who could have do it like Flower Gun or the teacher Red Dragon or Papa Sana? Not to mention the Governor Lieutenant Stitchy. And if we can go way back, because the first futuristic entertainer Jamaica they killed him. And he was Major Worries. Yeah. This youth was saying things that we as kids, his flow. Major Worries is a teacher for all of us. He's the true dancehall general, you know. The Axe Admiral, the Axe Shabarangs, the Axe all of them, Axe Liquor Twitch, who not take him style, borrow it. But you're not there for use it, so blessings, no? But Major was the teacher.
How did a young Buju at the age of 15 and 16 get into the studio?
Get into the studio. That was a miracle day. When I used to go to Denham Town High School, I used to go by 2B Grove Road every day in my uniform. And there was actually this guy this gentleman from Brixton named Mr. Homer Harris. Revolutionary minded guy, you know, big man. He checked for me. So every day I'd go there and say, you go to school? He say, yeah. So one of them test me and draft my book bag and go through it. I realize, say, oh, you really and truly are going to school. So I say, so why you every day? Because I love music and I want to see the happenings, you know? Anyway, in those days, 8 or 9 band was just transitioning. They were changing their drummer and they had Paul Acoustic rehearsing. Michael Fletcher was on bass rehearsing. Yeah, Brother Nambo, Brother Chico, all of them was there because 8 or 9 was the big guest band in Jamaica in those days. And they were rehearsing Paul Acoustic and Michael Fletcher. And I was there in the yard as a little man, sitting under the Julie Mango tree. And this particular day, rain was falling. I turn up. And Mr. Harris said to Clement Harry, who was a very prominent entertainer at the time, one a hit song in London called Bun and Cheese with Robert French.
Yes, man. She had the bun, had the cheese.
Mr. Harris said to Clement Harry, take Buju to the studio so you can see how inside the studio look. So when we drive now, we went to Penthouse, 56 Sly Pen Road. And that was my first time going into a recording studio. And, you know, I recorded a song that very same day. Yeah, that was the first time, though I was very nervous in a recording studio because when I went inside, I see all these guys wearing some things big like some gold chain, big like some pot cover and some pendants. And you know what I mean? I look at them, I look at myself, I'm like, whoa. And then I hear them names start call. I'm messed up again because these were guys I'm hearing on the radio and seeing them in the flesh. Then this guy threw me under the bus. He went and tell Robert Friend, said, I want DJ this name Buju, you know. Him bad, you know. Hear him sound, you know. And man, Tony Kelly was the engineer, I remember. And they all lean back and look at me like this and say, go around, you know. So Clementine walk up to me when I was going around and say, when you go around there, them will press. When you hear the rhythm, when you press the light and you hear the rhythm, just do your thing. So I went around there and I would put on a headphone and I was looking at, I couldn't hear them, but because in Penthouse, you have like a diamond setting. So you could see the mouths moving. Man, I was shaking like a leaf. But that red light came on and I closed my eyes.
Ready for them.
And when I opened my eyes, my 3 minutes on the party was done.
Do you remember the lyrics?
Not fully, but the whole studio was in disarray. So when on the way back to 2B Grove Road, Clement Harris said, "Did you write that song or just make it up on the spot?" I said, "No, I'm write it." So that was my first exposure. 1996. Yeah, 1986.
1986. Now, I remember seeing the name Buju Banton. It was a white Techniques label. Not the usual Techniques label I knew, but a white one with the odd stamp on it. Stamina Daddy. It wasn't even a proper font on it. It looked like a stamp.
Yeah.
And then I remember Rude Boy Kelly, Man for Dead. Classic records. And then I remember Batty Rider. Again, on Rude Boy Kelly. All these records was the first records that I remember of Buju Banton. But the wave of singles that was coming out from you, and we're all connecting, all big songs. What was it like for you during that period as a youngster?
Well, in those days, it was different from now. In those days, you had to show the Jamaican people, show the Jamaican producers, and show everybody that you're worthy of your keep. You had to go into the dance. Like I used to work on Rambo Sound System and Flower Gun Sound System, Sweet Love, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
They told me.
Go to school on Monday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and yeah, and every night you have to have a new song. Because you never know where the sound system going and who might be there from the previous week. So you have to always have new material, So these are some of the things that help to hone that. You know what I mean?
At 19, you broke the record of having the most #1 singles
So them say.
of Bob Marley. You say so them say. Why you say it like that for?
Because to me, it's not about breaking or setting records. It's about setting some good standards where the music is concerned. All them things are nice, yeah, but, just continue to ask some good questions.
Let me bring it to my part of town.
Yeah.
The UK. First time that you come to the UK, it was Hammersmith Palais. Absolute roadblock. Like from Shepherd's Bush all the way up to Hammersmith, thousands of people outside. What did you feel when you walked out onto that stage for the first time in the UK?
It was a beautiful night. I can remember clearly. I was wearing white, like this frilly suit, like a polar bear.
Right.
In those days, that was a fashion and
That's
a
the
trend.
style.
That's the style we used to. Fashion was paramount in the industry. It's not like now. You know what I mean? But that night was a special night because I had guests in the house like Bogle, who I didn't know was in England. Bogle and Willie Piggott.
You never knew that they were there?
No, they were there. But I didn't know that they were there. I was upstairs in the dressing room. So when Tone Rebel finished his set and I emerged, a man hugged me up. Or when I look at Bogle, I'm going to say, "You, I'm here. Go up on the stage tonight. You dance tonight." And lo and behold, it just, we always have some great time in London with people. Them love reggae music. True. And in those days too, the fun thing about it was how the radio station situation was. Because we couldn't get any majors, Like Westwood will sneak you in. You can get a Westwood now and then. You know what I mean? You can get we call him my friend David. No one then.
David Rodigan.
But you talk about ranking Miss P, and then you talk about the second blind brother up in we ever climb the stairs, them Big George. And when you go in Birmingham, in those days, pirate station used to be.
Stations.
And it gave us an opportunity to get up close and personal with the reggae community.
Like, the love that the UK has for Buju Banton is like really, really next level. Because our love for reggae music, most definitely, it is next level. And when you continue that journey into albums like The Voice of Jamaica, The Till Shilohs, and the Inner Heights, that's where we really, really embraced you. Tell me about that journey into those kind of albums, because the sound changed, your topics changed, your thought process changed. It seemed.
I started out doing dancehall. Very rough dancehall too. In those days, we how the radio industry was, we had the NFAP rule, not fit for airplay rule, something like that. But once you say certain things in your song, you'll never be heard. So what we did was created an underground with the dancehall. I mean, you could hear Shabarank, Niglai Pum Pum. You could hear Buju Banton, Galfabeg. So we did that. We just create. You understand? So the music, I want to tell you something. Some of it was pure coincidental, and some of it was deliberate, but it was all magical when we look back at it.
So when you talk about the Gal for Begs and all the rest of it, you knew what you was doing with those records specifically just to keep...
No, we were young men coming up and we knew we had to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So, but it's not where you're coming from, it's where you're going, right?
Right.
So don't lose sight of that. So the music started at a way where it grew from the dancehall, from the streets, from the ghettos, come up, and then you transition slowly.
What was that key moment in your life that...
Many moments. We can't spine to a particular incident like me run in front of a bus and I didn't get run over. In many moments, a man come to a full realization and say, there's only one.
I think when your fans realized that that change was definite, evident, was in 1994 with Murderer.
So you think it's all about my life living? You think you want to tie my life with people, my life up with people? My life is not also always about the fans. My life is my life.
About yourself.
So my journey is my journey.
Mm-hmm.
And the fans walk with me along the journey, but our life and our path are not, when I and I make music with a higher level and a higher thought process, we could not continue along the same path of singing the Batty Riders and the Grudge. It was cyclical. And you have noticed the trend of those who stood one place and failed to grow. Today, 2020. So we knew back then that the music must become an embodiment of growth. And time markers that my generation, those who follow, can say, hey, when I hear I want to be loved, I remember my wife. Or when I hear Till I'm Laid to Rest, I remember when grandma was alive. Or we wanted to do something potent, not only for us, but for the whole masses,
Mm.
So whatever happened to I and I, in a life, it is a good thing. Because from all things, we don't look at it down, look at it up. And the masses benefit, which is great.
But knowing the potency of Buju as a dancehall artist, did you ever fear that your fans may not make that walk with you?
Fear? No. Music is music. People love music. You see, music is something, it's now, the item pollute music, And because men have pollute music, the only thing on earth they could not pollute was music. Now them pollute it, You hear a song to the next 2 weeks, you don't want to hear it. Why? Music was never like that. They have managed, first, they have single-handedly dispossessed us of our music. If I say to you, Seani B, show me the record, you cannot show it to me. You're going to point and tell me that it's in the cloud. You don't have your record, neither do I. Mm. We once had our record, a tangible instrument to flip both sides and look at. Yeah? We watch it move down from a 45, the downsize from a 45 and an LP to a CD. No one said anything. It downsize again from a CD till something that you cannot see. You understand? So, I'm going to spare you.
No, don't spare me. Don't spare me. Don't spare me, Buju.
But you need to know these things.
Don't spare me. Talk to me. Don't spare me. We are here to conversate. But because I see you've gone back to the foundation of it in your yard.
You never leave it.
And you have your sound system set up.
I have never left I have always had a sound
Ricky
system.
Trooper come and set up your thing.
For your little point of clarification. I've always had a sound system.
You've always had the sound system here?
Always. When I went away, I gave it away to a guy in Rallington town. So now I forward, I build back a new one. Yes, because music is my life, I can play music on Sunday if I want to hear some Bob Marley, I want to hear some Peter, and I want to hear some dancehall or some Echo Minor. I want to hear more. I have a different vibe.
Tell me the importance of sound system to Buju Banton.
It's very important. It's important only to me, but to the subculture dancehall, because it helps the young men and the young woman who desire to be an entertainer to hone them craft properly. You develop, you learn how to hold the microphone properly first, and you don't choke your mic. You learn how to hold the microphone.
I get told off all the time for this.
It's a whole thing. Let me take a son up there and draw on his trousers, yeah. It's a whole sitting.
Show them, teach them, educate them.
Yes, it's a whole thing. So the dancehall, it also helps you to flow on different rhythms. You practice and you learn how to ride a different rhythm. I'm appalled when I hear a man say he can't ride the culture rhythm or he don't like the Shankai shit. I don't mind rhythm that. What are you saying? Because if you cannot ride these rhythms, you don't deserve to be in this industry. This is the foundation from where we come from. And every one of us, you're going to stand up in the dance hall with Josie Wheeler, man, Charlie them, and hear some, we are going to ram up over there. And you can go up on the rhythm. Hey, problem.
Massive
So
problem.
you have to dance hall is necessary. And it is a major part of the Jamaican culture. It's so sad that the only time they remember it is when they're having certain political events and they need it to go and play for them. But there should be a venue like an area where dancehall is zoned and the people can hear the music. Not only in Kingston, but in all the three places, you know what I mean? Cornwall, Middlesex and Surrey. You know what I mean? And want a performing arts center, want good structural, but hey, I don't want to get into certain things, you know, because if I get into certain things, people run away. Next question.
You've always been very. I like the way Buju deal with you, right? Buju deal with me. Next question.
This is on the topic. I get very passionate about it.
But this is what I want,
so
Buju.
learn this now. What you want and when you want me, not a line. So
once again, you mentioned certain names, Josie Wells and these kind of characters. You always
character. Hold on there.
These artists.
Very good.
Thank you, sir. This is the question that I want to say. You always show so much respect to these artists.
Because you have to. That's a music business I am accustomed to. If it wasn't for those brothers who went and did it before, how could I be here doing it now? Remember, we coming out. This is a Jamaica where you could not tell your mom or your dad that you want to be in dancehall or reggae music. Not everybody's embracing it. Oh, it's such a lovely thing, but you could not mention, I want to be a singer or a DJ out there. You're dead immediately. Forgive me. Literally.
Yeah. And now you've come back to Jamaica where this music is being embraced uptown, downtown,
and which is
all
good.
kind of towns.
Which is good, and as it should be, because culture should not be limited, and music is a great form of the culture. It should not be restricted, you know. So it is good, but we need to micromanage it and manage it well and see all sides of it for what it truly is.
10 albums under the belt and numerous other projects out there. Grammy-winning album in 2010. You're a champion of reggae and dancehall music and leading out there. What does it mean to you being one of the ones that are held up high in such regard?
Well, I don't want to more up too high because when them let you go, it's a long fall, you know. I just see myself as a servant, right? Go and serve them some music, right? I'm not too subscribed to the notion of all up high and all them nice stuff, you know, because I don't deal with hypocrisy, you know. I just see if you deliver some music to the masses and if them like the music, you come. If you don't like it, you just leave it, no? You know, because too much of that. And the hubris and the ego is also killing us immensely and we don't need no more of that. We just want some good sounds. Some sounds make me feel good and I feel away in my system, man. You know, some good music. Yeah, that is what we need. I don't want you to hold me up, high nothing. You know what I mean? Jaliv.
Does good music soothe the soul for you?
Of course.
Buju Banton.
When Saul was having a bad time, isn't Virgin David himself fire now to play music for him? Eh? Music is a beautiful thing, man. That's why we're here sitting now. Because it call you just with the same voice that call I and I. Yeah.
I'm sitting in front of my 2020 with the biggest smile on your face.
Sure, stop it, man.
No. The truth. Like, Buju, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, this is real conversation.
Yeah.
I was nervous to come here.
What, man?
No, because you're Buju Banton.
You don't tell me say you live around the road, you're nervous to walk past.
Yeah, I know.
You know more dangerous to walk past the car.
You think man I know? You think I don't know? So Whitehall is just around the corner? Please, man. This is my place, but
yes. Sean, it's a joy, man. I admire your work and what you're doing for the culture.
Thank you.
You know, the proliferation of the music is very important, and reggae music need all the support it can get out there in the battlefield. We're now under pressure. We have no major support. If we have 5 and 6 persons, great. We need 10 and 15 and 50.
My thing is this. I look at the artists in Jamaica. I look at what they bring to the world. But when I come to Jamaica, because this is my mum's place, I know Jamaica, not like what them saying now, Jamaica is not a real place. Jamaica is a real place.
Of course it is.
And
real people.
And it's real people.
With real situations.
Real situations. And you felt some real situations. Even with a smile on your face now, how do you deal with the difficult times, Buju?
Love conquer all, Seani B. When a man is full of love, it half he put a ounce of hate in him, you know. Go figure it out.
You smile and just walk around with that love.
Then what you want me to do? Walk around with grudge and bitterness. You know, could I be singing love to my people yet I'm not a man we have any love at all? Or you want to sing kindness to the people yet you're an animal? The people I'm seeing in the street and try to touch you, your friends box them down and beat them up. Yet you want to say you love the people. I want to care for the people. I don't see it. It don't add up.
You've sat back and you've watched. You've put up a post here. You put up a post there. You've dropped the winner trust phone and all these kind of things. But you've kind of just sat back and watched at the landscape of things. And it seems like you're planning and you're plotting because you are that mighty dread. You're a businessman out here. You're doing many things out here.
I didn't understand this whole, let me be honest with you, this whole social media platform stuff and this whole but I get to understand the angle of it. And I want, when people go on a Buju Banton page or something, it must make sense. You know, the mundane things with such a great platform, to me, I can't wrap my mind around it, you know. So, but everyone do what they want to do because the fuel and liberation is right around the globe. It's in the palm of your hand, so they think, right? So go ahead, knock yourself out.
As this mighty dread, how do you look at the rest of the world as well? And you tour in the world, you see in so many other places.
Mighty dread. Let's be clear. Derived from a title of one of my songs. It's not a moniker that I ascribe to myself. So I am mighty, and no, because I do not do these things. You know what I mean? There's only one
mindset.
God, one Almighty. You know what I mean? I prefer the item called I servant because I am a servant of the music. But my brothers, them call me what them want call me. You know what I mean? Some call me Gargamel, some call me all kind of things in a creation. But how I see the world is not based through, it's not through lens of a mighty trade. I see the world as it deserves to be seen for what it is. You know what I mean? Can be a cold place where you have to bungle up. Can be a warm place where you have to just loosen up. You know what I mean? But one thing I say is it's in the grass and in the grips of prophecy. We're all at the saints and all the prophets and the sages and the wise man spoke about are bearing fruits every day before your eyes. And that's what I can say about the world that I see.
What's the next steps for Buju?
We're going forward.
Because when I've spoken to your team, they're talking about like social programs that's Buju's involved with.
I'm involved in.
And we know the Operation Willie and Lend a Hand and these kind of things.
Well, let me shed some light on that. Operation Willie is no longer because, you know, out of darkness a lot of light emerge, and next time that will be discussed. What's forward for Buju Banton is a new record coming out with a partnership with Rock Nation. You understand? You're looking at anywhere between May and June for such a release to hit the global scene. So the masses can get some new Buju and some new music in them soul. So that's what the going forward is all about. It's nothing less. We're keeping the focus. Musically.
And you've just released the Stepper Rhythm as well?
Yes, because what I realize now is that the committee that we used to have when a man put out a song and we used to have other brothers going forward and carrying the business, all these things bring the industry forward. All these things are things that we need to start doing again to take the industry forward. Because I used to love hearing one rhythm and then I hear 4 or 5 more songs on the same rhythm and I don't know which one the selector I go play and then play one I really love and I scream and get mad. But now there's something just give me one song on one rhythm. Yeah, I can't beat my bad. Never fix that thing now, you know, and hope and pray that and fellow producer brother them. I go start make the business. Yeah.
So who are the artists that you've got around you that you're working with? Is it some of the
We work
artists?
with everybody. We don't have a camp setting right
Right.
now because the music is in a state of disappear. So much music is being made but not being heard. Let us not get the music out there with those who are capable of delivering and who are willing to listen. Because if you come with a glass full, there's nothing we can put in it. But if it's half empty, you stand a chance.
And I know Buju is coming back. You mean serious business? Because when we look at the studio, and it's not a joke.
Well, my
Inside
record has never been a joke.
yeah, I know. But I know it's been upgraded. Because the
Of
last
course,
time I came here,
technology,
it was
man,
right. Okay. Oh my
yeah,
word. So,
man. A true dread.
so before we wrap up, I've got to ask and talk about this chemistry that you have with, I think is one of the most legendary producers that dancehall has ever created.
Welly Skelly.
Willie Skilly, I saw you call him.
Welly Skelly.
Why is there never a picture of Dave Kelly up online, Buju? No, nobody don't know what he looks like.
We grew up. There was no. There never used to be a picture of Donovan German either until he become a star boy. You know, we grew up with a mentality that producers and managers stay behind the scene, make the artists shine. That's how we grew up in the industry back in the days. Now the producer is in contest with the artists, and the manager wants to shine them both. So
I'm here.
So it's like
an audience with right now.
he never used to like camera from them time. Then people are taking a picture. We have a couple of pictures we take as youths where, you know what I mean, we are trying to post there. But it's not a cameraman will love the limelight like that. Film thing is it's just to watch you dance to what him create. Even if you don't know how him create it.
Last year, Dave celebrated his 50th birthday.
Yeah, man.
I spoke to Nadine Sutherland.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to Frisker Kid.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to so many different people that just to put together a special
Collage.
I call it a docu-mix. We did a mix of all the big rhythms
Yeah.
and the collaborators that was in there. And the way they spoke about Dave Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
absolute genius.
True.
I think you are probably best placed to tell us about his genius and when your genius come together, because that was the soundtrack of my youth when I was growing up.
Well, when I met up on Welly Skelly, them, you know, the more writing skill, that was it was them. The writing skill was them, but I had a writing skill that was unique to me because when I met them, he was coming off of the heels of Little Lenny, because you know he was the guy Dave Kelly used to. They behind Little Lenny. Yeah, so when I drop into the camp now, my style of talking, my flow, you know, my ability to just move the rhythm, even if it is as dead as a dog, or something different. And then I came and find my virgins them doing the same thing, but we just merge. It was so magical. Even to this day, it is the only person who can stay wherever he's in the world and write a song. And I don't have to second guess it. I don't have to second guess it and say, what Dave write your song? No. And I've never sung a song from anybody else. Never ever in my life. He's the only person who can write a song and say, Buju, hear this. So our relationship and the music, we're only studio friends. We are brethren, we're up and down. So, you know, the music is a part of it every day. And we have this big studio to disposal. We then have Van German come down once every 2 weeks, put his hand at the side and said, what have you guys made?
Is that how Penthouse used to run?
Yeah.
So it was Dave that was running, Dave and Tony that was more or less running the studio as such.
Yeah, we more say, everybody.
It's our
As
units. Okay.
You know, but you know, we have structure, you know. But Dave was a man, really and truly, who have the answer. But I for a place. You know what I mean? So we had a lot of freedom to experiment. And when we sat down and have the conversation that we had about structuring the music and getting it, you know what I mean, we started experimenting with different sounds and different melodies and different stuff, and it all fall right into place. So his contribution to the music is immense. It's a pity that it seems like this generation and you don't understand that his contribution is why they are able to come and see an industry still, because we had to move it. And it's their responsibility to move it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna act like I don't give them the respect. I respect the youth because I was once there and I need them to do what we are expecting them to do. You can't say what you want to say, you know. But you have to understand, say, I've been in this business since I was 17 years old, 16 years old. You understand? But not, in other words, go do your maths. You them for come and do them thing.
Well, I was just about to say, 30 years on, trust went straight to the dome. It connected in such a way. Everybody was like, Buju, Sibuju, yeah? But then it's like Sibuju and Dave Kelly. And you took us back to our childhood again.
Because the music need that essence, that little thing that make you want to dance. And that's what we aim to bring forward. That's our contribution of servant to this great music, yeah, to make sure that we deliver.
So we got trust, and then I heard blessed. Flipping heck, Buju. Jeez. Listen, go easy with me. Like, you know, our blood pressure.
Shani,
I sat right there.
Why don't you take into consideration my hiatus?
I was like, Buju, people was telling me about my face when I was watching it.
The people need music. The people need music, and we aim to give them some.
The rhyme structure,
sincerely.
The rhyme structure, the melodies is Buju of 90s advanced.
Well, that's another Dave Kelly production. Again, I might add. And, you know, like I said, like you said, the chemistry is undeniable. Say no more.
Buju Banton, Seani B, BBC Radio 1 Extra, Gargamel Studios. Absolute pleasure.
Pleasure is mine.
I've just ticked up one of my bucket list. Thank you.
All right, you're most welcome. Enough respect, and thanks for having us in your program.
Blessings every time. Buju.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and click the bell icon to keep up to date. For more great audio and video from the BBC, listen on Sounds, watch on iPlayer.